Welcome back to Capitol Review. I'm Mark Hall. The Republican Party controls the nation's capital. They have the House, the Senate, and of course, the White House. And some Democrats say it's time to take a more aggressive approach, and now's the time to prepare. Joining us now is Ashwani Jain, the author of Project 2027, which many have described as a progressive strategic playbook for Democrats to regain control of Congress. Ashwani, welcome back to Capitol Review.
Thank you so much for having me back on.
We're always glad to have you. Project 2027, let's get right into it. What's it all about?
Yeah, essentially, it's about how Democrats cannot afford to sit back and wait until the next presidential election to take action. Our democracy is under siege right now. You see President Trump illegally detaining and deporting U.S. residents without due process. He's defying the Supreme Court. He's targeting political opponents, attacking the free press. He praises dictators while alienating our allies. And he's pushing economic trade wars that are hurting American workers. And so that's not how presidents behave, it's how dictators act. And so I wrote Project 2027 to really show Democrats tangibly how to fight back right now, how to win back the trust of voters, and how to ultimately reclaim Congress next year.
Any pushback from Democrats?
I mean, you're always going to have the status quo, the establishment that likes to maintain the way things are going. But to be completely honest, Democrats need to be more aggressive and progressive right now. They can even hold hearings. They can hold town halls. They can build coalitions even without a majority. And they can push for policies like a Medicare for all, like abortion access, a real living wage, universal background checks. These are not radical ideas, but in fact, they are extremely popular. The problem is when the establishment shies away from these issues, voter turnout drops. And that's why we're seeing the lowest approval rating for the Democratic Party in decades, and why millions of voters, especially young people and rural Democrats, are actually sitting out elections.
Let's continue to talk about a progressive Democratic strategy. Of course, you're well aware that David Hogg, the vice chair of the Democratic National Committee, has talked about the importance of primarying what he has described as ineffective Democrats or perhaps old school Democrats. Your reaction?
I love it, and we need more of this. We need more progressive leaders running at every level. And yes, unseating the status quo when necessary so that they can actually deliver results that are rooted in justice and not corporate donor interests. I mean, you just look at the leaders that are getting it right now, right? AOC, Bernie Sanders, drawing huge, massive crowds. You have leaders like Elizabeth Warren or Warnock in Georgia, or Summer Lee and Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania, Laura Kelly in Kansas, or Bashir in Kentucky. These are leaders that are proving, regardless of the state, progressives can win and actually lead. And so we need that kind of boldness. And I think, candidly, that's where Republicans have done a great job, right? They have presented a very bold vision. I would argue it's rooted in hate and division, but it was aggressive. And I think Democrats need to counter that by presenting an equally bold vision, but one that's rooted in progress and unity.
And quickly, Ashwani, can the established old guard and the progressive Democrats find common ground on a path moving forward?
I hope so, but again, this is not the time to shy away from being bold. People cannot afford what's currently going on out of this federal government and this administration, and so we need to be more authentic, more progressive, and again, Project 2027 lays out a very tangible and actionable way to do that and engage all members of the Democratic Party, and again, those voters that are hitting these kitchen table issues and just want leaders that actually care about them.
It seems like Democrats now are having talk tough amongst themselves. And you said earlier that the timing is right for this.
Yeah, I mean, we have a very important congressional election coming up next year all throughout the country. And this really is a moment where our democracy is under siege. I cannot emphasize that enough. There are a lot of dangerous things that President Trump is acting on, that his administration is moving forward on, and we can't lose these rights. And I think this is the time where we need Democrats to actually reclaim Congress and fight for those issues that so many voters care about. And if we don't do that now, we are going to be lost to authoritarianism. And I think the evidence has been very clear so far.
Ashwani Jain, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.